Hey everybody, Corey Noel, the veteran trainer here, and a exciting day for the office. Okay, I've been waiting for this for quite a while actually, and I actually forgot about it. So check that out. I finally have the remainder of my stacks for the functional trainer for Mr. Monster. All right, so I'm gonna eagerly unpack that, tear down the Mr. Monster, get those on there, and be excited for the next time I'm gonna be able to use these. Very happy. So now I've got 220 pounds stacks on either side of the Mr. Monster. And that is gonna make a difference actually, huge, because there are some exercises where I'm full stack plus weights on the bars there, on the additional bars, you know, for certain exercises, like seated rows, for instance, I'm putting on like 35, 45 a side, you know, so this is gonna make a huge difference. We're adding almost 100 pounds, right? So that's awesome, very excited. Thanks to befitnow for shipping them out free of charge to me. And I'll make a mention of you in the comments below. Thank you very much. And yeah. Very excited. All right, so let's get these things open. Doing this the hard way, but there we go. A few little nicks and dings, but that's probably from shipping, you know, because they don't care. But yeah, so these are all 11 pounds a piece and 5 in a package. So I'm sure the shipping personnel were very excited about handling these. Or maybe they were motivated to get their ass to the gym or, you know, start investing in their own home gym. Hey, you never know. But yeah. Little scuffs and what, but hey, you know what? It's weight equipment. A little scuff is not gonna make the difference between smashing out a fantastic workout or not. It's not how you look when you're in the gym, right? It's how you feel. Okay. So, I'm very excited that I got my plates. I am. Unfortunately, we're one short. Fuck. I got 15. And you can't divide 15 in two. You can, but then I have to cut one of those plates and I don't want to do that. That's just stupid, okay? So, sent BFit an email, say, listen, awesome. Thank you for sending them out so promptly. I've got them, but I'm one short, okay? So, it is what it is, right? You know what? I can't get worked up about this shit. It is what it is, and I'll just be patiently waiting for the last one to be delivered. That's all it is. In the meantime, I'm gonna get the rest of these mounted on the stacks so I can use them for now, as it is, whatever. It is what it is. All right, so it is what it is. We roll with the punches and I'll deal with it, and I'll just patiently wait for the next one to come in. All right, cheers. So this is a simple fix. I have these 2 bolts that we're holding this plate up into this bar that are removed. That drops down, the guide slides for the plates. Next, I'll just have to remove these 2 bolts that are holding the slides to be able to be mounted to the top. That way I can remove this plate, pull up the cabling system, and then I can just slide the plates back on. All right, should be easy. Should be easy. So, if you can see down here, I got an Allen wrench, and I'm gonna undo the pulley. That way I don't have to reroute the cable, because not that it was the most difficult part of the assembly, it was the most tedious part, because there's a spot there where it was just really hard to feed it through once it's gone down through this pipe right here. Okay, so I think leaving the pulley system intact, I'm just gonna pull the pulley off of this lifting assembly here, and that should make things a little easier. just slide this down and out of the way over here. Now, I'll be able to lift this. Nope. Move the pin, of course. There, see? Ta-da, it's up and out of the way. Now I can start adding my stacks. Make sure the pinhole is on the right side. I'm gonna make sure I got 220 on this side because this is the side with my seated rowing assembly on the outside of the cage, and I use this one a lot. So again, like I said before, these are 11 pounds a piece, and there's going to be 20 of them in total on each side when we're said and done. Oh, look at that. Pay attention, Corey. Once I get all these done, then I can also finally put the number decals on there for quicker visual confirmation when you're selecting plates. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. One more. There we go. All right, now I'm just gonna put it back together. That was pretty easy. Okay, first step to putting it back together is going to be putting on the lifting assembly. All right, and there's not a right or wrong side to this, okay? There we go. All right, easy peasy. We'll put the pulley on after. I'm going to get this plate on here and get it mounted back up to the rack. There we go. Okay. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Almost drop the plate. There we go. Just finger tighten it first. And the other side. Make sure not to miss thread. So as you can see, it sits like quite lower. Once I put those bolts in and bolt it up to this, it pulls it up tight, keeps it rigid. Okay. Let's not do it. Is that one? This lock washer's on there too, so that's good. Okay. If you have a little bit of know-how, hopefully you do. You know, I'm not a master mechanic or anything like that, but it's not a specific torque on this. Snug. There. All right, so what I gotta do now is add the pulley back on. Obviously, first thing you want to do is make sure that the cable is on the proper side of that.
In any case, you know this before some Lord of Thunder.
Pin it through.
I've never met this man in my life. He's my brother.
Your nylon lock nut.
You take this thing out of my neck and I turn it out.
When you tighten this up, you got to make sure not to squeeze this too much, because you'll just keep tightening it, and then what will happen, it'll squeeze the pulley. So you're not cranking this thing all the way. You're just snugging it up, so it's holding that pulley and allowing the your cable to run smoothly. More, we just added 10 more stacks on here. The cable is going to need to be adjusted. All right. So the cable is it's lengthened to accommodate the 132-pound stack. So you're going to have to get some cutters and cut the cable to the specific size. Yeah, you can see the slack in this. All right. So it's all back together. That was easy. That took all of like 10 minutes. All right, but you can see the slack now. So I'm probably gonna have to remove about a foot or so, maybe more of the cable. I'll be right back with that one. So another thing I forgot to mention is, or to BeFit, is they forgot to also send me the extended rods. So now I got all these plates on here and I can't use them until I get the longer rods. What I mean by that is that rod right there. So it's only long enough to accommodate the 130-pound plates. So I need the longer one so I can get all the way down to the bottom. Come on, BeFit, please. Please, help me out here. Throw me a bone. I'm being patient, I am. All right, so the last thing I'm going to do is add all my stickers to the plates, like you see here, okay? And that's that, until I get the rest of my stuff. There we go, all done. Looks sharp, I like it. That'll make it a lot easier, I'll tell you, than always trying to have to count. 1, 2, okay, I'm on number 7. You know, awesome. So. Okay, so I've got a few things going on here. You can see I've got the lifting assembly for the stack supported by a band so that I could pull the cable and get it out far enough to a point where I'm going to be able to cut it. So I've identified the spot where I'm going to cut it. I put tape around it. And my instinct was use a wire cutter. And then I thought, you know what? I don't want sparks and shit flying all over this place. So I found this video where they take a punch and a hammer, and with 2 hits, they cut the cable. So I'm going to attempt that, see how it works, and hopefully it's a success, because I don't want to mess around with this too much. Just want to get it cut and get it back together again. All right, let's try this out. Hopefully this has got enough punch to cut this. Close. Wow. That was awesome. Holy shit. There's a gym hack for you guys. Wow. Okay. That was fucking awesome. Pardon my language. Wow. So now, okay. So now, all I simply got to do, I'll take the tape off here. And I put tape on there just as an indicator. It wasn't to stop it from fraying because there's a rubber coating on this. So we don't have to worry about that. All right. I put the tape on there before I lifted up the stack lifting mechanism there, so I could identify where this will stop before the pulleys. And my wife's calling, so I'll talk to these after. All right, update. Just received a response back from, look at I still got bad head. Received a response back from BeFit in less than an hour, and that's awesome. And they said, hey, here's the shipping number. Package is on the way. So clicked on the shipping number, takes me to UPS, and it just says it's on the way. And I'll get an update as soon as I can. And I'm like, you know, when you put 4 packages in the mail and they go to the shipping company and they process it, how does one get misplaced somewhere and not arrive with the other 3? So my bad for being a little upset with BeFit earlier, you know. So thank you to Daniel and the staff at BeFit for being prompt with all this packages and whatnot. And UPS, come on, get my stuff sent to the house, please. Let's go. All right. So anyway, back to what we're doing. Okay, so just seeing I was able to cut the cable quite easily. Now I just got to remove the attachment piece so I can reattach it to the existing cable on the stack. And this is simply just undoing, or loosening, sorry, 3. Oh, got to loosen a little more. 3 Allen keys, nuts here. And that just slides out like that. So now I'll just reattach this. Oh, man, this is awesome and easy. I love it. So another thing I wanted to show you is that for some reason on the cables, they had this little tiny metal ring. Anyway, it was on the cable, and where it was situated on this cable was where the pulleys are. And every time I'd be doing a pulling exercise, it would like make a tick, 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 because it was going through the pulleys on the cable. So thank God I'm shortening this, because I was able to pull it off, and now that thing's not going to be driving me nuts anymore. All right, reassembling. So cap first, rubber stopper, and then the cable attachment piece. Okay, so we got to make sure these are loosened off so that these things will slide right in there, and then I'll lock it tight again. Okay. I don't want to get it. I want to make sure it gets in there fully and completely. There we go. Okay, there we go. All right. And then it's just simply locking it down. All right. Yes, that is Thor Ragnarok in the background you hear. One of my favorites. All right. Whenever I'm doing something, I just throw that on in background noise if I'm not listening to music. All right, so yeah, we're getting closer. There we go. Okay, ta-da. Great thing about these rubber stoppers too, they don't slide to cause friction or anything like that. You can see it's shaped like a octagon, just like the cable attachment itself. So that just slides on in there, like so. Okay. Wicked. Love it. All right, and then I'll remove my bands that will give me some play, some slack. Ta-da. All right. So, here we have it. I shortened it quite a bit, as you can see here, where normally, like you can see the other one is hanging, no, because I added the stack, but normally it was hanging probably right around that height. And it decreased my range of motion when I was doing exercise out here, like say standing tricep press downs or the seated cable rows. So I wanted to shorten these to give me a greater range of motion, okay? So it's something to think about if you have a functional trainer and you're not happy with your range of motion. That could be simply just shortening your cable as much as you possibly can. So I'm gonna try that out right now and see what the range of motion is like. Boom. The rope pulls was the big one. So I'm gonna test that with the range of motion. And we'll see how it works. So yeah, see, that's already better. Like normally that would be like, I'd be down there and I would just like, I'd have to stand way far away from the machine. So now, yes. Yes. All right, love it. Range of motion is where I want it, where I like it. That's awesome. Again, you got a functional trainer, you want to increase your range of motion for your cables because you're not happy, you don't like standing with your back bent and stuff like that. You want to stand more erect when you're doing your movements, your press downs, or you want to be able to get a greater range of motion when you're doing your seated rows. Cutting a couple inches or so off of your cables is going to be fantastic. Like I had to remove, again, because I just added also 10 plates on the stack, but I had to remove, well, let's see, just happen to have a ruler right here. 17 inches off of that cable. Okay, so try that method of cutting. That was awesome and easy. All right, and best of luck to you.